Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee, having some tea with you guys here this morning. Talk a little bit about that rural culture, and the rural culture sort of mirrors the prepping culture to a certain extent. And the rural culture is one of self-sufficiency and taking care of yourself and not having to not be beholden to any type of authority. That's just the way it is. And the preparedness culture, the modern preparedness culture, is a lot like that now. Now there are some segments of the prepping community that will quote the FDA when it comes to canning, and they'll quote the other authorities on what you should have in an emergency. But anybody that's truly into the hardcore preparedness, they go out and they do their own research and they look at things from a little bit different angle, let's put it that way. And maybe it's just the way that a lot of preppers grew up. Now, like me, grew up in a rural community that has farming roots, and a lot of the people that were around when I was a kid growing up, they were World War II veterans, had seen the Depression and stuff. As a young and impressionable child, I remember, all the different stories that they told me. And, I was basically told you needed to take care of yourself, and the best investment that you could have is a full pantry. And they didn't believe in supply chains and systems that we have now. And I think a lot of that self-sufficiency and that died in the late 1990s. The late 1990s, the economy was good. Everybody had jobs. Everybody sort of forgot in a really short period of time, forgot that self-sufficiency, taking care of yourself, bad things can happen. Not even September 11th kind of squashed that. People were still, believing in the supply chain, and, you could go up to the store to get what you needed. The invention of the internet opened up all these new markets. You could hop online and order whatever you needed. You didn't need a catalog to show up in the mail every 6 months for you to order stuff. You could just order stuff on demand. And, people thought that stuff was, not going to fail. Well, then 2020 rolled around, and 2020 woke a lot of people up that bad things can still happen. And it's not just like a winter snowstorm or some type of natural event like an earthquake or something that can disrupt all this stuff. This stuff can be disrupted globally. This stuff can be disrupted from one end of the planet to the other. And I think everybody started to realize how precarious, our world is. And then that goes back to, the prepping mindset and that self-sufficient mindset. People that have that self-sufficient preparedness mindset, they don't want or expect really help from others. And other than maybe their immediate family or their neighbors, other than that, they look to themselves, how can I get out of this situation? The old timers were a lot like that. If they thought something bad was coming or bad was, going to happen, they canned more stuff. They planted an extra row of potatoes. They cut an extra wagon load full of wood. That is just how they handled that kind of stuff. They didn't run to the store to go buy a few things or, stock up on extra this or that. They found ways where they could just go ahead and shore up their stuff on their own. And that self-sufficient mindset is, what got them through the Depression and World War II and a lot of things that came after that. And if you watch prepping videos, or if you sort of get into that preparedness community, what used to be called survivalism back in the day, you'll notice that there is a pretty significant mistrust of the authorities and the system. And a lot of that comes into play after World War II. You know, after World War II, things like Vietnam, the Kennedy assassination, Watergate, all these things started to erode those self-sufficient people that we're talking about here. That started to erode their faith and their trust in the system, if they had any to begin with. And they look at authority figures with a certain amount of disdain. And I'm not sure that is going to ever change. It's gotten to a point now, especially with the internet and stuff, that disdain for any type of authority has gotten worse and continues to get worse. And to a lot of the old timers, and myself included, a lot of that stuff is warranted by how they've treated the general population over the years. And you see that a lot in the prepping community. Now, there still is a small segment of the prepping community that'll quote USDA guidelines on stuff, and they'll bring up, what the authorities think you need to have for like a 2-week event or something like that. You can print that stuff out pretty much on demand now. But that is definitely in the minority when it comes to, the preparedness channels and the preparedness mindset. People want to take care of themselves. It's ingrained into them, especially people from my generation, because that's the way we grew up. We are constantly looking for ways to look after ourselves, to take care of ourselves. And that's a good thing to have. Those are good neighbors to have in a bad situation. People that can look after and take care of themselves, and then, of course, their neighbors. And you become a valuable member of the community if you have those type of skills. Those type of skills, those jack-of-all-trade type of skills, is what pulls a lot of people through a lot of bad situations. You look at that, you look at the Cajun Navy there, a bunch of guys coming in with their boats during floods and rescuing people. That didn't come about by a structured meeting or whatever. That was just a bunch of guys saying, hey, we got the stuff here, we can go take care of this, let's go take care of it. Those are the kind of things that get people through bad situations. By the time they figure out a plan and they have all the things correlated, other people just react and go fix the problem with what they have. And that's preparedness to a certain extent nowadays. But anyway, just wanted to have this little chat with you guys here this morning over my tea. Talk a little bit about, the preparedness culture and the preparedness mindset and that rural way of life. Anyway, it's Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video here. Just having a chat with you guys here today. You guys have a good one.